how can the creation of a third class of prisoner like this not be somewhat alarming?
Well, I'm not going to defend treatment of a third class of prisoner or defend anything that relates to deviating from normal policy and practice. It's just not something that I personally would defend. However, I would point out that if we're going to have this discussion, we have to add to it, on the side note, which has nothing to do with the way this man's being treated now, who this man is, and in terms of the fact that this person put a ton of people in serious danger. People that were out there, people that were out there.
Hold on, Jane. Let's go one at a time here, just because this is it's otherwise we need to go off of television and go to a room and yell. I understand, Jane. I understand.
I'm just going to finish up by saying that he released documents from our government, and you know, if we look at the past,
you do not know that he did that.
If we look at the past in our country, with the way people
Hey Jane, I promise you, I give you my word, I swear to you, I'm going to give you time to rebut.
I understand other people may disagree that all the different accusations may not be true. My point is that if they are true, then these are serious accusations, and that doesn't defend, you know, if someone's deviating from normal policies and procedures, but they are serious accusations, and that's my point. And if you want to disagree that the accusations are wrong, feel free to go ahead and do that. My point is that these are serious things, and if they are true, this man put a tremendous number of people's lives in danger.
But Brent, that's a distraction from the fact that we've created a third class of prisoner that the government can arbitrarily do what they want to based on their own feelings. Jane, the floor is yours.
We were invited on to discuss the pretrial confinement conditions of Bradley Manning, who has not been tried yet. To come in here and say that he has actually guilty of what he hasn't been tried of shows complete contempt for the Constitution and the American system of law. It's absolutely unconscionable that you would say such a thing in order to try and paint him as deserving of some sort of kind of punishment before trial. The fact is that he is being stripped naked. And yes, if you take away his underwear at night and that's all he is wearing, then he is in fact stripped naked. And as Jack Balkin, who is a Yale law professor, and other law professors just got together and wrote a letter to the Pentagon saying that it is their obligation to justify why they are doing this to Bradley Manning. And the president's excuses that he is up there saying, oh, well, they tell me it's for his own good. Well, you know, maybe it was for the good of people at Abu Ghraib, too, that they took those photographs. But nobody's ever yet established that. So if we can stick to the facts of what is known and not try him on television before he actually gets a trial, that is the respect for the American justice system we need to show here.
I agree. What I think would be cool as a host, because the subject that I was bringing up was the creation of a third class of prisoner arbitrarily by our government, irrespective of who the individual is. I respect that both of you are very anxious to discuss the treatment of Bradley Manning, who is the case in point. But I know that Brent thinks that having a third class of prisoner who can be randomly tortured and whatever they want to do to him by President Obama is offensive to Brent. I'm assuming that that's similarly offensive to you, is it not, Jane?
Absolutely, I think it is. I think that everybody who cares about the American legal system, it's, you know, that we've all take pride in when it operates at its best, should be very concerned that this is happening. This guy has not been tried and convicted yet, and he won't get a fair trial if people keep asserting that he's guilty already.
Yeah. And my point is, if we're going to have that conversation, we should have the same care and concern for the people whose lives are put in danger by this exposure, which may or may not, until it's proven factual,
but the point
may
is,
have been
Brent,
his fault.
He hasn't even been tried for what you're accusing him of. And there has not been actually any evidence of anybody suffering harm because of these WikiLeaks cables, although we do get the transparency President Obama promised us.